In this video, what I want to do is go over a couple of weird, silly exercises that you could do to get more comfortable on camera. And the reason why I suggest you do these pretty much today or tomorrow or start as soon as possible, because I honestly believe that maybe in a few years from now, that the only thing that's going to be left other than working with AI, meaning having a job that creates AI, the only thing that's actually going to be left is personal brand, knowing how to market yourself. And in order to know how to market yourself, you're going to have to get comfortable speaking on camera. Now, I started speaking to the camera maybe about 3 years ago, and it was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done. And because I'm naturally an introvert, speaking to nobody, speaking to a camera, speaking to something that I can't see respond back was really challenging. And believe it or not, I have an Instagram page that I started back in 2020, and I actually grew it to 100,000 followers without ever having to talk to the camera. And the way I did it was just by using little pictures and doing stretches. Now, for me at the time when I was doing this, when I was building my Stretch and Grow Instagram page, I had no idea that it was going to grow that fast. And then what happened was, before you know it, I was at like 70,000 followers, and I had not spoken to the camera not once. All I did was have a little background music. I was doing stretches. And by the time my friend who was helping me put the pictures together and editing the videos, by the time he said, hey, man, you need to start talking to the camera. That way people get to know you, they like you, they trust you, and they want to see you as a figure of authority. By the time I decided to try to start doing that, I just felt really insecure. The reason why I felt insecure was because I already had 70,000 followers. And I didn't want people to think I was an idiot, which essentially I am. I am a fucking idiot. But I had to get really good, or at least somewhat comfortable on the camera. On top of that, another thing that I wanted to learn how to do was I wanted to make videos, particularly YouTube videos, in one freaking take, because I'm lazy. I don't really like standing there and writing out scripts and reading from a script and really reading from a teleprompter. I actually tried all of that stuff, but I'm not an actor. I don't know how to read a script, because for me, reading a script doesn't sound natural. I come out sounding very robotic. So I had to get good fast. Now, am I good now? Not really, but I got into the point where I could make content consistently to where I could do it in one take. It's a little bit easier. I could just speak what's on my mind. And because I'm as authentic as possible with the content that I create, it doesn't come out too bad. Now, I'm not a professional, but there are exercises that I have to do every single day in order to be somewhat competent. And I want to share these exercises that I've done in the past for a long period of time. But even though I've done them for a long period of time, I actually started to get good really fast once I started to implement them every single day. Now, I've looked up other videos on how to get comfortable talking to a camera, and a lot of times they just say practice, uh, gestures, facial expressions, body language. Make sure you make eye contact with the camera, which is probably one of the hardest things that I had to learn how to do. But they don't really give you exercises. So today I'm going to give you a lot of exercises today. I'm going to give you a lot of exercises. So this is going to be a bit of a wacky video. This might actually be a long video, but if you decide to implement them today and work on them consistently, because everybody wants to have a YouTube channel, everybody wants to be able to make Instagram posts, everybody wants to have their own personal brand. And at this point, you should see it as something that you need to start developing, because if you don't start developing now, like I said earlier, you're going to go out of existence. You know, I'm being a little dramatic here. Maybe the government will just give us money, you know, some type of income, but that sounds boring to me. So what are these exercises? So first exercise is, right, obviously put the camera on. And all you're going to do with the first exercise, because a lot of times we get on camera, we don't know what to say. We feel very, very awkward. All you're going to do is make eye contact with the camera and do the alphabet, meaning A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but do a word through the alphabet. So the first letter, A. So I'll go A, alphabet, Bravo, Charlie, dickhead, excellent, fuck, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, good, H, house, I, independence. And all you're going to do is continuously do that all the way down to Z. Just get comfortable, because a lot of times when we get on camera, we don't know what to say. So this makes it really, really easy to think on your feet and just go with it. The next exercise, very, very similar. Just come up with a word and you're going to associate the word before. So what do I mean by this? This is an improv exercise that they do in improv class. So let's say I go cake, right? So what associates with cake? Birthday. What's birthday? Presents. Christmas. Jesus. Religion. War. Israel. Jewish. Hanukkah. Holidays. Time off. Work. 9 to 5. 9 to 5. Slavery, bad, good. And that's all you're going to do is you're just going to keep bouncing from word to word to word. Now, don't worry about your tone right now. Don't worry about your energy. Just say the word. Because like I said earlier, usually the thing that stops people from speaking to the camera is they just don't know what to say. So this makes it easy. You're just getting your reps in here. The next exercise is, we're going to go back to improv, is you're just going to start with a sentence and then you're just going to go yes and. So you have to use your imagination. So this gets a little bit tougher. So I'll give you an example. Today, I went to the grocery store and, so that's the first sentence. So today I went to the grocery store. Now I didn't actually go to the grocery store, but I'm just saying it. Today I went to the grocery store and I bought food. And I bought food so I could eat. The reason why I want to eat is so I survive. Because if I survive, that means I could work. If I work, I make money. If I make money, I could buy nice stuff. If I have nice stuff, I could wear nice clothes and look cool. If I look cool, I could attract people. If I could attract people to me, I'll feel good about myself and feel validated. If I feel validated, it will motivate me to create content for the world to see. If I create a content for the world to see, that means I can make more money. That means I could be a YouTube superstar. If I'm a YouTube superstar, I could teach other people how to become a YouTube superstar. And then you just keep going on and on and on. So whatever the sentence is, you could literally just pull the sentence or just make the sentence up. I'll give you another one. I have a brown floor. The reason why there's a brown floor is because somebody liked the color brown. And because they liked the color brown, they decided to paint it brown. Now, when they painted it brown, they probably used brown paint. Because they used brown paint, they probably bought it from Home Depot. When they went to Home Depot, they probably looked at the prices and found the cheapest paint because they want to save money. The reason why they want to save money is because they're broke. The reason why they're broke is because they spend money on stupid stuff. The reason why they spend money on stupid stuff is because back in the day, Edward Barnett was the father of propaganda, literally brainwashed us into becoming mind-numbing consumers. The reason why he made us into mind-numbing consumers is because that's what the government wanted them to do. And then you could just keep going on and on and on and on and on. And just do that for a minute. So first exercise, the alphabet, right? Second exercise, word association, the previous word. Third exercise is yes and. Basically, just start with a sentence and just add to it. So the next exercise is all about energy. What you're going to do is basically do improv again. Let me see. Like I got a microphone here, right? And I'm just gonna speak about this microphone with certainty. So I'm just gonna practice like I know what the hell I'm talking about. So right now, this microphone is black. It has a green light. The reason why it has a green light is because that means it's on. Now, when it's on, that means I could talk into the microphone. Now, can you, the viewer, say microphone for me? Now, the reason why I want to speak into the microphone, because right now, my girlfriend is behind the camera and she's actually working out. She's doing deadlifts. So the reason why I have the microphone is so you don't actually hear. Also, because the quality of the sound will be a whole lot better. And that's it. So that exercise is called speak with certainty. So whatever it is, it could be your hair. Right now I have hair. It's stringy. The reason why it's stringy is because I haven't brushed it in a long time. The reason why I don't brush it is because it takes so much time. And I don't have that much time because I work 60 hours a week. Working 60 hours a week, I have to make money because I got to pay the bills. I got to make sure I'm comfortable. And that's it. So whatever you talk about, it could just be like, that is a light. This is a camera. I'm going to make eye contact with the camera. So that's speaking with certainty, right? So you want to learn how to speak with energy. But at the same time, the next exercise is speaking with sincerity. So the next thing you could do is speak with the emotion of sincerity. So I could do the same thing. This microphone right here, it's black. It has a green light. The reason it has a green light is because that means it's on. If it's on, that means I could talk into it. The reason why I want to talk into it, because right now, right behind the camera, my girlfriend's working out. And if this microphone isn't on, the audience, the viewer who's watching is going to hear her. You probably hear her right now anyway, but it's okay because I got the mic. Also, I understand that I'm just trying to make YouTube content, so it's all good. And that's that exercise. So we worked with improv exercises, right? Now we're working with emotion. The next exercise, you could literally get a timer, is you want to learn how to be dynamic when you speak. Now, what do I mean by that? Why do you want to learn how to be dynamic? A lot of people, when they speak, they're very, very monotone. Now, when people think of monotone, they think boring and flat. They'd be like, oh, today we went to the school. It was kind of annoying. And then you tune out. But you could even tune them out. They're also monotone if they're speaking high or high energy like I am now. You're even monotone if you speak with sincerity the whole way. What happens is the human brain habituates. What does that mean? That basically what it means is a lot of times communication is nonverbal. It's how you say something and how the person is moving, the gestures they're making, the facial expressions that they're making. That's what's usually presented. So there's a lot of times where people just like the messenger because of how they move. So like, for instance, Donald Trump could say something and Hillary Clinton could say the exact same thing. And whatever side you're on, if it's the opposite side, you're going to say it's stupid, but they could be saying the exact same thing. Like, for instance, like right now, Donald Trump is deporting migrants, right? But what most people don't know is Obama did the same thing back in 2008, 2012. And it's actually that Obama deported way more migrants than Trump ever did. And that's actually a fact. But when Obama used to say that, it was perfectly fine for the people on the left. They didn't care about immigrants being deported, illegal immigrants. Now that Trump's doing it, the same people that said it was okay when Obama did it, they feel differently about Trump. Now, why is that? Is it because of the sides that they're on? It could be, but it's also the energy behind the person. What energy resonates with you? And different energy resonates with different people. Different swaggers resonate with different people. So what you want to do is learn how to develop some type of swagger. Now, no, when you start doing these exercises, you're going to offend people. when you start being your true, authentic self, your true best version of yourself. And this is a way to practice. What you want to learn how to do is have range when you speak. Now, I'm a lazy YouTuber. And one of the things they say in the YouTube world, because I studied a couple of YouTube courses, is that every 7 to 12 seconds, the camera should switch. You should either zoom in, zoom out. There should be some type of pop-up. That way it's extra stimulation for the viewer. However, you could do the same thing by just changing up the cadence of how you speak. So if you could go from low energy to high energy, constantly switching it up every 7 to 12 seconds, practicing this consciously at first, practicing it consciously at first by just making weird videos like this one, eventually you'll start naturally doing it. Now the goal is to do it every 7 to 20 seconds within that range where you're constantly switching up. That way you can keep the viewer's attention, because a lot of times the viewers are not consciously locking on to exactly what it is you're saying. What they're locking on to is the way you're saying it, because people don't remember what you say. People remember how you make them feel. So what you're going to do is practice speaking with certainty, which is more urgent, and then after about 10 to 15 seconds, start to lower your voice down to sincerity. And every 10 to 15 seconds, switch it up. So you could go from speaking really, 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 really fast to starting to slow it down. You do the same thing with your facial expressions. Switch up your facial expressions. So that's an exercise. Now, another exercise you could do is gestures. They always say you got to practice gestures. So what I recommend is do practice videos talking regularly. Let's say we're practicing the sincerity tone, but doing crazy Jackie Chan-like gestures. So right now I could be talking really, really fast, or actually really, really sincere, but just doing things with my hands as I speak to you in this chilled out manner. At the same time, I'm trying to keep my eye on the camera, because right now I'm using my girlfriend's iPad and I can actually see me on the screen. But if I look at the screen, what happens is I feel disconnected with the audience, or the audience feels disconnected with me. So are you ever going to do this on a video? No, but the idea is to exercise your range of expression. So when you're doing this, when you're doing practice videos, the key here is to make a lot of practice videos. What you're trying to do is work out your range of expression. Now, if you're working out, just like when you go to the gym, you have to make it a little challenging. You have to stretch yourself out a little bit. So like, for instance, when you lift heavy weights in the gym, you're lifting heavy weights in the gym. That way, when you go into everyday life and you pick up a little jar or something, it's easy because you pick up heavy weights in the gym. It's the same thing here. When you're practicing speaking to the camera, when you're trying to get comfortable speaking to the camera, you should feel a little bit weird. It should feel a little bit challenging. Like earlier today, I was making videos speaking really, really slow. And because I was speaking so slow, I could actually feel my brain going, dude, what are you doing? And when I was doing it, it felt so weird, because I was trying to make some practice videos in that tone, because that's not a tone I usually use. But will I ever speak like that in real life? No, but I will actually automatically just start to slow it down. Now, maybe I won't speak one word at a time, but just deviating a little bit from my norm, placing a little bit of stress on me, will make me a more dynamic speaker. And the last exercise I'll recommend is, when it comes to making content, you should be making, at least at first, for practice, silly videos. So today, my girlfriend sent me like 5 or 6 topics to practice, and literally the videos were, and this is how ridiculous it is. This is how ridiculous it is. She sent me 5 topics. She said, what we can learn from observing monkeys. That was the first topic. 2, Why clowns are smarter than we think. 3, learning how to skate like a professional. 4, eating only chips for a week as an experiment. 5, how wearing no underwear can be very, very beneficial. And I literally earlier today made 5 videos, each 5 minutes long, on those topics. And the idea here is for it to not even make sense. For the most part, it didn't make sense at all. But what it did do was it got me comfortable with being wrong, being awkward. And when you feel awkward in practice, what happens is when you come to an actual YouTube video, when you actually make content that you know what you're talking about, you come off more natural. It just becomes easy. Like right now, too, another thing you could do is place stress on yourself with the camera. What I mean by that is, I remember when I do videos at my friend Kevin's house, who's my business partner, one of the drills we did to get me comfortable speaking to the camera, because what happened was when he would film me, it was a little hard to be filmed when he would move in the background. It would distract me. He also has a cat that would jump around, so that would distract me. So what we did was we would make a video, a practice video. He would take the camera and he would run around the room with it, and I would try to stay in focus. I would chase the camera down, and whatever it was, whatever silly topic I was practicing on, I would talk to the camera and run around being chased by it. I would chase the camera down. And it was really, really cool, because then eventually after doing this, like right now, my girlfriend, she's working out in the background and I see her right here. She's on her phone. She does have her headphones, but I could see her moving, but for the most part, I'm still focused in. So that's a great exercise to build focus. So these are some silly, weird exercises that you could do to get super comfortable on camera. Now, I've been doing this now, I've been making YouTube videos for 3 years, but it's been like maybe the last 5 or 6 months that I've been practicing consistently every day. And, my biggest weakness now is that my content isn't really organized. Like I tend to go all over the place. And I also have a problem with hooking the audience, because most YouTubers, when they make a video, they're like, they do some type of hook to really get people in. Me, I'm working on it, but I'm also just trying to focus on my energy. And on top of that, I also like making videos in one take. I don't like editing it at all because I'm lazy. So if you do this every day for the next 30 days, these exercises that I mentioned, between the improv exercise, the range of expression exercise. Oh, one last exercise you could do, it just came to me, is you could actually run back and forth while talking. So I could be talking to you like this, running back and forth. And what this is going to do is it's going to increase my energy. And that way, when I just stand here regularly, it becomes easy. Or you could do maybe even jumping jacks while you're making a video for 2 to 3 minutes. But these are all practice exercises that you could do to get really, really comfortable on camera. That way you could shoot all your videos in one take, and who knows, maybe you'll become a famous YouTuber. And if you're a person who's actually organized and likes to write out their content word for words, this is a way for you to practice to be more dynamic, more exciting. And maybe you won't have to do all of that pop-up stuff and the music and moving the camera around and zooming in, because that is a lot of work. But that's it for today's video. I'm a little bit tired. I made a lot of practice videos today. My throat's a little bit dry, but hopefully you found some value from this content. If you found value from this content, please like. Also, please comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Maybe you think it sucks. I wouldn't blame you. Maybe you're like, dude, you're all over the place. But it is what it is. I made the video. I'm proud that I did it. Every day and every way, I'm doing my best to get better and better. And also, if you're new to the channel, this is your first time seeing my channel, please subscribe. Until next time, peace.